turn our attention to volleyball, Ren Sefra will be up here to talk about the class. He's been here a little over a month. Quick learning curve for him. We have one signee from volleyball at this time. We certainly are working on others, and she'll join two that signed in the fall. So without further ado, Ren Sefra.
Good afternoon. Right now, we signed Logan DeSorcy. She's a 5'5" libero from St. Andrews, Manitoba. She plays for Shock Volleyball Club out there in Manitoba, one of the better clubs in Canada. Her club team is one of the top teams there. They're always, top 3 finishes in each tournament they play. Logan's a player. She's going to be a great player for us. She's a libero that is an exceptional passer and defender. She's going to make some great defensive plays that I think the crowd will get excited, fans will get excited to watch her play. She's going to help us in the Northern Sun stabilize our backcourt, most definitely, especially in this tough Northern Sun conference. And we're just excited to add her to the roster with the other 2 signees that's signed in the fall, Roxy King and Kelsey DeWolf. And we're just excited to be out there in a couple months getting ready for that. And that's it. Any questions?
Do you feel your team has, looking at what your needs are, do you feel that even with future signings, you guys are finding the players that you think are going to fill the place you need to fill?
Yeah. Right now, I feel that, with our recruits that we're signing, they're filling voids that, they're gonna fill the voids that we need, especially in this Northern Sun, because it's such a tough conference. We were able to get these great players from great clubs, and I think that they're going to be, next year will be exciting for us. We're looking to move up in the standings, and I'm truly excited. Yeah.
Do you see Logan as a player who can immediately step into the lineup and replace someone like Cindy Pillow?
Absolutely. Of course, like every other starter, she needs to earn her spot. But I do believe that if she works hard and she trains hard, she's one of those kids that can immediately start for us. Of course, she needs to earn that just like the rest of the starters. Yeah. Questions? Good. All right. Have a good afternoon.
He said he was nervous, but I don't think it came through, right, guys? Next, we're going to move on to track and field cross country. Stu is on the road in California at a meet. So we're going to bring in Al Blaisdell, who is the assistant coach on track, does mostly the throwers. We prepped him a little bit on the cross country and distance runners as well before he came out here today. So everyone, Al Blaisdell.
As Mike mentioned, Stu wishes he could be here for sure. He's really excited about this recruiting class that we have coming in, as am I, and as our student athletes are as well. We have 6 recruits so far, and we expect the offers to keep coming in as the day continues. Of those 6 recruits, 3 on the men's side, 3 on the women's side. First, Bobby Erbaugh from Frenchtown, Montana, transfer from the University of Montana. Devin Shumway, a local product from Williston, North Dakota. And Johnny Hilario, a transfer locally, a transfer from Coffeyville State, originally from Las Vegas, Nevada. On the women's side, we have Erin Winterton from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. Allison Klein, a local product from Norwich, North Dakota, attending Surrey High School. And also Amber Hunziger from Thompson, North Dakota. She'll be competing in the throws for us from Thompson High School. Touch a little bit upon some of these recruits for us. As I said, we're really excited. Northern Sun being one of the most competitive track and field conferences, we believe in D2 and even competitive with a lot of D1 conferences. We feel that these recruits can step in right away for us and help us out and be competitive on that level. First off, Bobby Erbaugh, as I mentioned, from Frenchtown, Montana, transfer from University of Montana. He's going to compete in the multis for us, the heptathlon and decathlon. Really untapped talent, we believe. He's had a lot of success coming out of high school in the jumps. We also think he can stretch those talents onto the track and in some of the throwing events and help us be competitive there. Devin Shumway, if you follow North Dakota track and field or cross country, you definitely recognize Devin's name. We're really excited to have him. Definitely a local star for us. and someone who's going to fit right in. Next, Johnny Hilario, as I mentioned, a junior college transfer from Coffeyville, someone who's experienced and can provide some leadership for us right away, as well as some production on the track and on the course for us. On the women's side, Erin Winterton has experience in the distance events and the hurdles. We think we're going to use her mostly in the hurdling events based on her talent so far, and think she's along the lines of Bobby Urbaugh, with someone with a lot of untapped potential that we think can really develop and help us out here in the future. Allison Klein, another face that you might recognize locally from Surrey High School, has been part of their successful programs there, and we continue to land Surrey recruits for us, and we think that she'll be able to help us out there in the future as well. And then finally, Amber Hunziger, a thrower from Thompson, North Dakota. She continues to get better and better. The one thing that's a little different with track and field is you're setting these recruits before they even have their senior season, really. So she's already impressed us and continues to do so as she updates us on her senior spring. And we think the best is yet to come with her as well. So you can field any questions if you folks have any.
How does Stu feel and yourself about your recruiting class coming in? Is this, you guys pretty pleased with what you got?
We're really excited. As I said, we have 6 right now, and we expect those to continue to roll in and build those numbers. I'd have to say that's probably our biggest recruiting class since we joined the Northern Sun in Division II. So this program's definitely going in the right direction, and we're excited to continue to add more and more talent, especially with some of our upper talent departing the program here this spring.
Is it a priority for the program to recruit some of these North Dakota athletes as well as branching out to outlying states?
Definitely. There's so much talent here in North Dakota. You definitely feel not only an obligation to the local high schools and all that to reach out to their athletes, but also responsibility here. You know, this is our territory. You see what North Dakota State has been able to do in building a great program there. There's no reason why we can't tap into those same recruiting areas and pull some of the same athletes, the same levels of talent.
So for throughout the summer now, you can keep recruiting and signing junior college transfers?
That's correct. I believe it's August 1st is the latest date we continue to sign. So we expect more coming today, and then there's always a few who continue to sign with us into the summer months here.
Certainly don't want to ask you to speculate too much, but you said you anticipate more signings coming in. I guess, you know, how many do you expect, you know, throughout the next several weeks and into the summer?
We'd love to not put a cap on it. We'd love to, you know, track and field is one of those great sports where, you know, you can really load up on the numbers. We're not limited to 5 on the court. So as many as we can get in here, you know, that would be great. We'd expect maybe half a dozen more by the end of the day. That would be great. And then, you know, like I said, we're going to continue to hit at it. You know, the journey is just beginning. This is just day one, and we're going to continue to push here the rest of the spring. All right. Thank you.
Their press release will be coming here soon. They had 2 kids sign, I mean, literally as we were walking out here, so it's one of those kind of ongoing things all day, so we'll get that out to you as soon as possible. Last, but certainly not least, entering stage right will be Matt Merkin, head men's basketball coach. Matt has 2 signees. We're proud to say the top 2 Class A North Dakota Senior Athletes of the Year have signed with Minot State University, so we'll let Matt discuss his recruiting class. Matt Merkin.
All right, just happy to finally be able to announce that Blaze Irwin from Wahpeton, the EDC Player of the Year, will be joining us, and then also Dakota Halverson from right here in Minot will be able to join us. They've committed to us a while ago, but officially signed today. Dakota was the WDA Player of the Year for Class A, so the two Players of the Year in the big class schools both committed here. Happy to say that. Happy to say with those 2 joining us, we'll now have more North Dakota players in our team than every other NCAA school in the state combined. So our roster will have more than all the other 3 schools in state combined. It's been a priority to recruit in-state players. I feel like we've got over the last 3 years, we've had the best ones join us here, and looking forward to coaching these 2 moving forward, and also adding them with Trevor Rostein that we had signed with us in the early period, a 6'6" forward out of St. Michael Albertville in Minnesota, who's another guy that adds a lot of exciting things to our program. So with those three joining us, I think we've got a really solid freshman class coming in. 3 guys that I'm really excited to coach in the future, and 3 young men that will just be quality people to add to our program and fun to have around for the next 4 or 5 years. Any questions on any of those signees?
Coach, how do you feel about both those players and their adaptation to the college level? Do you feel they can step in and change it?
Yeah, I think both of them have had a lot of success. All 3 players that we've signed now played in the state tournament, so they're used to winning, which is an important addition as well. They've all won at a high level. Blaze has been at the state tournament the last 3 years, been All-State, the last 3 all-time leading scorer at Wahpeton High School, all kinds of different accolades. He's 6'5", about 200 pounds. Needs to fill out a little bit more. Can definitely put a lot of weight in. He's got a great frame, very skilled. Shot over 40% from behind the three-point line. Has the ability to slash it to the basket. And just a hard-working kid that loves to play the game. Dakota's a lot in that same mold. Had a great year for Minot High for the state champs. All tournament team both the last 2 years for the state tournaments. Dakota's a little bit undersized as far as body goes, but he's got the biggest heart of any kid that I've recruited for a long time. His heart beats a little faster than the other kids. He's a competitor. He's always bouncing around, always trying to get in the gym. Anytime I talk to Coach Winchesky, he praises Dakota as one of his favorite players he's ever coached. So I think his heart will make up a little bit for his size. Plays extremely hard, shoots it really well from behind the arc, and I think he's going to be a guy that is going to be fun to coach and fun to watch play for Minot State for the next 4 or 5 years. The plan is for Dakota to redshirt coming in and work on his game and get used to the college level. But he's got the advantage that he talks to a lot of the guys in our program already, and they're all on his speed dial. So anytime they play open gym and our players are playing open gym, they know they can text Dakota or call Dakota, and then he can come over and play right now with college level athletes. So I think that's a good advantage for him being right here in town and living in Minot.
I think for both senior athletes of the year from both regions of the state, for them to land in the same spot certainly doesn't happen every season. How exciting is that, not only for next season, but for the next 2, 3, 4 seasons?
Right. Starting our first recruiting class, really starting with Nate Mertens out of Devil's Lake, and then last year with Tyler Rudolph, guys that were up Mr. Basketball finalist type guys. So we've been really happy with what those 2 have done for our program. And then, it's kind of funny when Dakota got announced at the state tournament as the West Player of the Year, and Blaze walked out as the East Player of the Year. As Blaze walked out there, Dakota shook his hand. He said, "Hey, congratulations, roommate." And they started talking about living together at that point in time. So they're really excited, I know, to play together and kind of move from being on, they've played a little bit against each other, different AAU teams, different teams that have been in the state tournaments. But now with the chance to play together, I know they're both really excited about that and kind of looking forward. A lot of text messages and emails from them and from their parents talking about how excited they are to get a chance to play together and to come up here and get to work and keep moving Minot State basketball forward.
Besides these 2 signings today, obviously there's probably more in the works, I'm sure, that are coming down the road yet.
Yeah, we have a few more. We've had multiple student athletes to campus to visit Minot State, and we've had a lot of good visits, and we're getting down to where a lot of those prospective student athletes have one more school to visit besides us, and are going to be making their decision here shortly. We've got we'll probably add 1, maybe 2 more people to the mix. But I really like the group that we have now. We have 12 returners. We've added 3 more guys now, so we have 15. So there's not a huge urgency to keep adding more to our team. I really like the people that we have now in our program, and I like what they can do on the basketball court. So we can be a little bit selective now and add a piece that fits really well, both personality-wise and athletically with the young men that we have in our program, and we'll be selective about anybody. They'll be a very good person, a very good player if we add any more people to our program.
How do you anticipate both Blaze and Dakota contributing in their first years? As you mentioned, Dakota's a little undersized. Do you expect to maybe give them a year, give them plenty of time to develop and work their way into this group, or do you see them as players that can come in and
Right, we've talked with Dakota already about redshirting his first year and taking a little bit more time, and the benefit of that is you just have a year to get better, to get acclimated a little bit to the college as a whole, and also to Division II basketball. So I know he's really excited, and he's going to have a great redshirt year just because he's a worker anyway, and I'd see him getting a lot better. Blaze, with his frame being 6'5", he's got a ton of versatility. Can really play the 2 or even maybe through the 4 for us as he continues to develop. But he's also a hard worker, also a kid that's got a tremendous amount of good basketball ahead of him. His best basketball will be ahead of him. It's hard anytime for freshmen to hit the court right away. There's just so much new stuff, a different system, different teammates, a big jump from high school to the college level. And as I mentioned before, we have 12 returners already, so we have a lot of guys in our program who are going to be anxious to be fighting for that playing time themselves. But that's something that all 3 of our incoming freshmen know, that it's going to be a battle from day one to find playing time. I hope that a couple of those guys can play for us right away, because if they do, they'd be beating out some other guys that I think are pretty good players already. And I'm looking forward to the competition that we're going to have on the practice floor, even in preseason, in our individual workouts, in our open gyms. We have a lot more depth now than what we've had in the past as far as talents of 1 through 15 right now in our program. So I think that competition only makes each other better. And you're starting to see every day. There's guys down shooting behind you guys in the dome floor right now on their off day. So they're in the gym a lot more, and they know that pushing each other only makes our team better. Any other questions? This side of the room's pretty quiet over here. All right, just kind of in closing, I'm just extremely excited about the young men that we've added. A great group, three guys that I just can't wait to get them to campus and start working with them. And I know they're used to winning. As I mentioned, they've all played in the state tournament. They've all won a lot of games, and that's something that we want to keep adding to our program is young people that come in with the expectation to win and aren't going to accept anything less than seeing our program continue to move forward. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it.